How about the exchanges charts? How can we use them? Let me show you how they work. Lots of people think that these charts can be used to predict the future or even to predict that the currency is going up or down. Actually, no. This chart can only be consulted to see what has already happened with this currency or even what's happening right now. Let me show you more details. Charts. The famous green and red marks. It's the reason for celebration or for sometimes sadness. Let's understand it a little bit better, okay? Let's look at this market and let's understand this market. So the charts can show you only the past, okay? And the cryptocurrency charts are only used to show you what's happening in real time or to show you what has already happened. These charts shouldn't be used to predict the future. A lot of people think that the cryptocurrency is similar to the other markets, that you can use the charts to predict the future. But actually, it's not really that. So let's first learn how to read the charts. So during this course, you will actually need to use the charts, okay? So besides these charts, first, you're gonna get to know another chart that is more linear, okay? Let's close it here. Let's look at this line one. This is Poloniex, which is one of the biggest exchanges in the world. So let's take a look at this. Let's learn how to read it. So it's linear. Take a look at this. The Poloniex chart is in line. It's configured for 1 month on every 5 minutes, of 5 to 5 minutes. But they're here, okay? Each one of this points here that I stop on top of, they represent a variation, okay? So let's take a look at these numbers above here. Every time I move the mouse right or left, you can see that the numbers are changing, okay? So let's freeze this a little bit. Let's zoom first. Let's put it the last 6 hours, okay? So we can have something a bit bigger. So every 5 minutes, you have a mark, right? So every 5 minutes for the last 6 hours, you had a tiny little mark here to show you what was happening to a particular currency. So we have a green, a thick green line here. Look at this. It finished in this 5 minutes. And then in the next 5 minutes, it was up here and it dropped. And the next one continued from here and went up a little bit and then went down again. So let's see this, how to read this chart, okay? So first, I'm going to open an image here for you to understand this. So the green one and the red one are basically the same. What changes is the order from the opening until the time it was closed. So when it's green, it's saying when it opened, it's at the end up. When it's red, it means the currency dropped. Okay, so it opens from up. It opens from top to bottom. So look at this tiny little lines here. This line means that this volume, that this price for that specific currency reached its peak on this line, but it actually closed from this 5 minutes to the next 5 minutes to this line, and it also came until down here, but then it opened again right here. So the lowest price in those 5 minutes was this on this line, and the highest in the same 5 minutes was this one on this line. But it jumped from this line to this value here, okay? So it closed right here. And then went to the next one, to the next 5 minutes, from this high to that low. Now let's check this in numbers. I'm gonna open the charts again. According to how you configure your chart, I'm gonna put here 24 hours. You will see that this zoom is reduced. And it's going to show you more markings, okay? So this is 24 hours, every one divided into 5 minutes. I could put them to 30 minutes in the last 24 hours. Each one of them now represents 30 minutes, okay? So let's freeze this chart here. I'm gonna zoom in a bit more. I'm gonna put here every 5 minutes, and I'm gonna put 6 hours. Okay, so you can read it well. So these numbers here fluctuating on the top right here of the chart. I'm gonna zoom in so you can visualize. Okay, so focus only on this box here. Okay, you have the last price, the last 24, the changes in the last 24 hours, the highest that that currency reached, and the lowest that that currency or this currency has reached. I'm going to regulate this for the last 24 hours. Look, so it was in this line in the last 24 hours, it reached 125,000 satoshis. And the lowest was right here in the beginning. Okay, there's nothing lower than this one here. So this was the beginning. And here it also repeated the same low price. So let's go back to the 6 hours just to zoom in a little bit. So now let's understand these numbers here. Look at this highest marking here. Let's see. Let's get it when it started to climb. So I'm gonna stop my mouse right here. You see that the numbers, see, every time I move left or right, you can see the variation in numbers. So now you're gonna learn how to read these numbers. I'm gonna stop it right here, and I'm gonna print it. Okay, I'm gonna take a print screen here. So I'm gonna get that there's a line. A little part of the line is right up here. So I'm gonna copy this screen. Okay, I'm gonna snip a part of it, use my snipping tool, and I'm gonna copy, okay? So capture, let's get this rectangle right here. And now let's take a closer look. I'm gonna mark it for you in yellow so you can see it. You can see here that our working start's gonna be here. Let's analyze what happened in this very moment. In June 7, 4:35 p.m. Until June 7, 4:55 p.m. So the highest price here was 0.000089278. So 89,000 satoshis. In this marking here, it was the highest price, and the lowest, so it reached here the lowest price, 87,678 satoshis. So when it reached here at the end, so let me change it here. So when it reached this bottom here, it went to this low price here. Okay, 87,000 satoshis, just rounding it up. When it went up to this point here, it went up to exact 89,278 satoshis. So in this area right here, the lowest is here, the highest is here. So this is the opening and closing, okay? This is just for you to see as a reference. So when it opened, so let's go back here. So now you're going to understand that it opened in with this amount at this point, actually, at this point here. So it opened at this point. It wasn't at this top. It was right here. Then it went down all the way here and went up again and continued climbing. So all the green points means that we're having a high and continue in a high, okay? So this point here opened right here on this line, and it closed on this line and opened to the right. So take a look at this. Take a look at this. So let's copy the screen again. So look at how much. So it started going down right here on this, on the right side here on this red one. So the highest price was, so I'm gonna stop it right here. I'm gonna snip this part of the screen again. Okay, let's grab this part of the screen. And let's analyze the prices again. So again, we have the opening price, closing price, we have the highest price here, and the lowest price right here. So when it opened, what time? It opened at this point right here. I'm going to draw a line here. It opened right here, okay? It ended here. Started again here. And it kept on climbing, okay? But before it went up, it went down all this way here, which is the smallest price of this particular point, before it went up all the way. So this particular point here went up to 10,000 satoshis, 10,254. I'm sorry, 102,554 satoshis. And when it reached this price, it went to the next 5 minutes, went up again all the way to here, and then started a drop, okay? And it dropped all the way into this line here for the smallest value that was 97,000 satoshis. So the next 5 minutes, it's going up again, stopped right here, and the 5 minutes are closed again. So it went to this next point here. So it went up again and closed this 5 minutes, coming all the way down here, and came up again and stopped right here. Next point right here, okay, went up a little bit and dropped again all the way to this little line here, and then it went up again and closed this 5 minutes right here. The next point, it opened right here, went down again, and it climbed up once again. Finished another 5 minutes are finished. This was the limit, 5 minutes. So it went up for the next point. This next point had a small drop. Okay, you can see the small line here. Went up all the way here and dropped again when it closed this 5 minutes that I've selected. So is this okay? Can you understand this? This lane means that the highest that it has reached in this 5 minute time lapse that I selected, but it closed right here in my 5 minutes, and then it dropped for this 5 minutes. Okay, so this is how you read this chart. I know it looks a bit messy, but that's how it works. Okay, so when you want to know the highest and the highest that it has reached, you just have to analyze the chart by hovering your mouse on top of these icons, okay? And then you're going to see the highest and the lowest. And all of these points, okay? And here is going to show you the last 24 hours, okay? The highest and the lowest. So check all the chart analysis. Look at all the currencies. So here in CoinMarketCap, when you're analyzing, so I'm going to look at Ethereum. And I want to know briefly what happened with Ethereum in the last 7 days, okay? So take a look at this. Look at these lines. Even though you're not seeing these dots, okay, the points, they do exist, okay? This small box is showing me what happened. So I'm going to copy this again. I'm going to snip it again. Take a look at this. Alt-N, capture. I'm going to capture just this part here. Look at this. Here, you have the last 24 hour, the volume, okay, for this currency, $469 million. The price, in orange is the price, okay? The price at that moment was 0.09 Bitcoin, okay? The conversion we're using is for Bitcoin. In green is the price in dollars. So in dollars was $233. Okay, at this moment of the market, the Ethereum Classic hit $223. So at this moment of these days, the highest price that it has reached was this one here. So I'm gonna snip the screen again so I can show you. So I'm gonna cut it off here. Take a look at this. In the last 24 hours, in this point right here in the last 7 days, at this particular point, at June 5th, Ethereum went up to $247. And in Bitcoins represented 0.099. So it's not really difficult for you to read the charts. You just have to analyze each point individually, okay? Let's take another one here. So if you're looking at this website, imagine that all these charts will have these points here, such as I'm showing you at Poloniex, okay? So Lisk is just dropping right now. Look at this. This is the right time for you to buy, for example, Lisk, okay? So I hope you understood it, and see you next class.